This video will talk about terminating and repeating decimals. Decimal numbers are simply another way of writing fractions. For example, 1/2 we know is the same as 50 out of 100, or 50 hundredths. So 1/2 and 50 hundredths are equivalent. There are some other friendly fractions that we know. 1/4 is the same thing as 25 hundredths. That's its decimal number. 3/4 is the same thing as 75 hundredths. 1/5 is the same thing as 20 hundredths, or 2/10. They're both equivalent. 1/10 is the same as 10 hundredths, or 1/10. Now, the examples that I've just shown you are all friendly fractions, but did you know you can use a calculator to figure out any decimal number of any fraction? Let's have a look. If we have 1/2, we know that this line here just means division. So on my calculator, I can type in 1 divided by 2, and the answer that comes up will be 5/10, and I know that I can add a 0 at the end if I want to make 50 hundredths. The fractions that have decimal numbers that end are referred to as terminating decimals because they have an end point or a termination. They don't keep going on and on and on. They stop, and you can see the clear end on your calculator. There are many fractions, however, that when we find the decimal number, repeat the number or numbers forever. These are referred to as repeating decimals, and the number or numbers that repeat are called the period. Let's have a look at this example. If I have 1/11, on my calculator I can type in 1 divided by 11. When I do so, I'm going to get the number 0.0909090909, and it seems to be repeating forever. And the way I write that is 0.09, or 9 hundredths, with a line over it to indicate that the 9 hundredths keep repeating. So 0.090909. Notice this bar here, we call it a bar notation, and it indicates the repeating period. So the period of this number would be 0.9, and it keeps repeating. The bar is drawn over the digits that repeat, so in this case it's 0.9. Let's have a look at this example. 4/27, or 4/27. On my calculator, I'm simply going to type in 4 divided by 27. When I do this, and you can try this as well, I'm going to get 0.148, and it seems to keep going on and on forever. So I know the number that repeats is 148, or 148 thousandths. So notice what I did. I wrote 0.148 with the bar notation over it to indicate that the numbers 148 keep repeating and repeating and repeating. Again, this is what we call a repeating decimal. Warning: be careful. Some calculators round off at the end. So you should be aware of the effect of calculator rounding. So sometimes calculators will automatically round because there's a limitation in how many numbers they can actually put on the calculator. But use all your knowledge of the pattern to figure out what the repeating decimal is.